the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Good morning. Ugh. You feel that? You feel that funk? 6 a.m., 1 minute, 13 seconds Eastern Time. The Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. Do you ever wake up? And think about how crazy it is that John Brown existed? That dude did and said some crazy things. Like in the name of justice. He's like, I didn't really ever intend to murder anybody. Oh, but I did. He's like, hey, I don't think, slavery should be a thing. And if you own slaves, I will kill you. It's just like a crazy, his final words were, this is a beautiful country. I, John Brown, am now quite certain that the crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away, but with blood. Like, he just started killing people. He said, I am worth inconceivably more to hang than for any other purpose. And I hold that golden rule, do unto others as you would, that others should do unto you. And it applies to all who would help others to gain their liberty. Crazy, man. And then he effectively told the people that he killed, hell's coming with me. Like, wow. What an abolitionist. The truth will set you free, man. And you know what? In John Brown's case, he becomes a legend. Colleges named after him. Folk songs with John Brown at the forefront of them. John Brown made his mark on history. And as I was thinking about John Brown this morning, I couldn't tell you exactly why I was thinking about John Brown. But it all hit me, man. That at this time in sports, and this time, in an era where you can turn on SportsCenter and watch NBA highlights, or you can turn on the news and see that there's a war happening. I thought, what's my purpose? What's my John Brown's whole deal was to be an abolitionist. What is my job today? And my job today, my flipping tables, my coming into work and trying to change the world, is to tell you the story of a man who was fired yesterday and fired for cause. Stefan Diggs. Stefan Diggs, if you will remember, in late December, early January, a whole thing was filed about him abusing his live-in chef. I don't have a live-in chef, by the way. I don't even have a live-in chef to abuse. These allegations come out, and Diggs ends up moving his hearing from the weekend of the AFC Championship to sometime in March, which it is March now, so it's probably coming up. And it was, in essence, he's delaying. There's this accusation of aggressiveness, and he is delaying having to face this until the football season is over. And again, as we've learned, if you are Dan, who works at the Take 5 oil change, and you were aggressive toward women, Dan, you will lose your job. You'll be fired, and you might not be hired in your local community again. Now, Dan, if you were good at football, we could probably overlook this. You could likely keep your job and be fine. Problem is, Dan, you're not good at football. You know who is? Stefan Diggs. But not good enough for the New England Patriots to hold on to him. The year of our Lord, 2026, the date March 4th, and the New England Patriots informed Stefan Diggs of his release. This is technically a salary cap maneuver. They're going to tell you that this is a salary cap decision. I don't think so. The $26.5 million cap hit, that's undeniable. But I don't think that's the main cause for what's happening here. $26.5 million is what he was scheduled to count for against the 2026 salary cap. They wanted to restructure the deal, lower the immediate hit. Diggs reportedly declined the adjustment. So fine, we'll release you. And before March 13th, and New England avoids paying a $6 million guaranteed roster bonus. So this clears more money, $16.8 million, in cap space New England can use to build around Drake May. Diggs was productive, 1,000-yard receiver last year, for sure. But short tenure in New England, marred by a questionable fit. That it wasn't just the aggressive thing with the live-in chef. He's 32 years old, and he's done multiple things now for Stefan Diggs to take the spotlight away from the New England Patriots or the spotlight away from his NFL team. December 2025, they call it a dispute with his personal chef. He was arraigned on felony charges of strangulation or suffocation. Again, Dan, if they walk into your office at the Take 5 oil change and they say, hello, they're being arraigned on felony charges of strangulation or suffocation, you don't get to keep your job. Now, again, had you stuck to football, Dan, had this worked out for you, you wouldn't have to worry about that. Strangle away, my friend. Because we can find a way around all that. Because you're good at football. Diggs pleaded not guilty and has a pretrial hearing. It's actually April 1st now, 2026. You know what, though? If he wants to move it back past that, he's probably busy that day. It's April Fool's Day. How are you supposed to take court seriously on April Fool's Day? Surely Diggs will request to have it moved to June of 2035. And why wouldn't the law allow that? It should be cool with it. He's an athlete. The yacht party incident, remember that? Probably forgot that one. Video surfaced of Diggs flashing an unidentified pink substance at a party. Wasn't punished. But Vrabel noted, Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the Patriots, the team was aware and expected better decision-making than our yacht partying friend. Diggs has played for 4 teams in 4 years. And his exits have been defined by breakdowns with front office or coaching staff. If you are an elite wide receiver, if you're an elite wide receiver and a bit of a head case, you still get to stick around places for more than a day or two. You still get to stick around for more than just a cup of coffee. Diggs has really only been having cups of coffee. And you know what? The cap situation doesn't hurt. Reminds me of one of my favorite bands of all time. You ever heard the story of the Turnpike Troubadours? Small town band, Oklahoma. And what do they sing about? Small town things from Oklahoma. I just want to drive my truck and feed my truck and fish my truck. They're like that, but better. They're this red dirt country music. And they sing about hunting dogs and living life in small bars in Oklahoma. I like the Turnpike Troubadours. But there's a shady 6 months in their history for their lead singer, Evan Felker. Incredible songwriter, great singer, solid performer. I've seen this band 5 or 6 times. The Turnpike Troubadours, 2018, January 2018, they go on tour themselves with Miranda Lambert. It's her Livin' Like Hippies tour. They're the opening act. Evan Felker had been married to Stacey Nelson. Good lady. Nice woman. For 16 months, when this tour started, Turnpike Troubadours with Miranda Lambert. At this point in time, Felker's probably 30-ish years old. February of 2018, by the way. This is a month into tour. Actually, the tour had been announced. This is probably only like a week or so into tour, if I remember right. Felker allegedly ghosted his wife. And on February 16, he filed for divorce in Oklahoma. And he didn't tell Stacey either. She reportedly found out through a local newspaper. U.S. Weekly, in April of 2018, broke the news that, oh no. Can I get a breaking news, Curtis? Good morning. It is April of 2018, and Adam Schefter reports that Evan Felker and Miranda Lambert are dating. Oh, So he goes on tour with Miranda Lambert, divorces his wife, and now him and Lambert are dating. PR firestorm. Because Lambert had only recently broken up with her beau, Anderson East. That's a real name. Oh, and the drama played out publicly on Instagram, which was a thing in 2018. Stacey Felker posted a tearful selfie with the caption, PSA, if Stacey Felker can make it through this week, so can you. And Miranda Lambert's ex-husband, Blake Shelton, tweeted something on Twitter about karma. Oh, and then by August of 2018, it was over. Lambert told the Tennessean she was happily single, describing love as a roller coaster ride. What happens in 2019? Evan Felker, Turnpike Troubadours. The band breaks up. Now, what did they tell the public? Creative differences, indefinite hiatus. Following the breakup between Evan Felker, who divorced his wife from Miranda Lambert and then broke up with Miranda Lambert, Felker's quality plummeted. He was intoxicated during shows, forgot lyrics to legendary songs, and walked off stage during a set in 2019. The band had been together for a decade. Tabloid scrutiny attacked this small-town country band because the lead singer was dealing with a whole lot of ish off the stage. And in May of 2019, we're done. We break up. We can't do it anymore. Why? Well, we need everyone to be of, this was the quote from the band, we cannot play until everyone is of strong mind, body, and spirit. So they're always going to give you the jargon. Oh, well, it's a salary cap thing. It's creative differences. We had to get rid of him. We had to get rid of the lead singer. We had to get rid of Stefan Diggs here because of creative differences. We're waiting for everyone to be of strong mind, body, and spirit. But you just saw what happened. What is this mind, body, and spirit? The lead singer divorced his wife from Miranda Lambert. Guy made a questionable life decision. You can't separate the art from the artist here. And lo and behold, the band breaks up. Guy got fired from his own band. Stefan Diggs got fired from his own band. And you can say, well, it's a money thing, money decision, cap space. We wish him the best. Creative differences. What the hell creative differences? This dude got arraigned for alleged strangulation of his live-in chef. Do you know what a sentence that they'll never say about me and my life is? Drake Toll arraigned, strangles, live-in chef. I'm never going to have a live-in chef to strangle, nor would I strangle said person. Now, the way that this story ends for our Turnpike Troubadours, the way that it ends for Stefan Diggs is he'll be a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers next year. He'll clear that $16.8 million, and he'll go to the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go, Chief. He'll be a wide receiver one from Mahomes, ? Yes, put Rashee Rice and Stefan Diggs in a locker room together. Surely that will work. He'll be a Denver Bronco. Sean Payton loves a good veteran wide receiver. But while that's going to be the happy ending for Stefan Diggs, there also was one for our old friend Evan Felker. Rare. It's very rare the rock bottom story ends up positive, but boy did it ever, and pretty immediately. Felker went to rehab. He quit drinking. He rebuilt his life from scratch without the band. Oh, and by the way, he reconciled with and remarried his ex-wife, Stacey. That was 2020. He ghosted her on tour, got with Miranda Lambert, who he was touring with, and then undivorced her. And in 2022, healthy, sober, released an album, and Turnpike Troubadours got back together. And I have seen them since 2022, 5 or 6 times. So what have we learned today, kids? What have we learned? Well, number one, you can allegedly strangle your live-in chef. Or you can go on tour with Miranda Lambert and divorce your wife to date Miranda Lambert. In the end, as long as you're an NFL player or a renowned singer, as long as you have a band or you can catch football real nice, you're going to be just fine. This world's built for you. And they'll release a statement one day, and they'll say creative differences, cap space. We just couldn't hold on to you. We wish him the best. We love him. We hope that he succeeds long-term in life. But it's just not the right fit. What do you mean not the right fit? Arraigned for strangulation? Divorce your wife for shame with alcohol and trying to get with Miranda Lambert? What kind of creative difference is that? But then it all works out in the end because rich guy win. Singer guy, football guy, win. And you, Dan, the Take 5 oil change, you'll never have that. I'll never have that. We'll never have that. But just another day in the life of Stefan Diggs, who's looking for a new team. Coming up, Lou Holtz, legendary coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, South Carolina Gamecocks, national champion head coach, and a guy who I think pulls from an era of ESPN, an era of television, of sports television that we all remember and love. Let's hear from the best of Lou Holtz and worst of Ryan Day, who's still, to this very moment, hunting Lou Holtz down. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, and this is the Drake Toll Show.
The stories that matter from the brand you trust. Westwood One Sports.
I try to keep an open mind, but your eyes are always closed. Got to keep it old school, got to keep it strong, got to keep on grooving till my money's all gone. The big cheese, listen what I say.
Touch yourself.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. All the gold in California is in the bank in the middle of Beverly Hills in somebody else's name. Surely if it was in my name, I would have a live-in chef who I would not strangle. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. It is the Drake Toll Show. I'm Drake Toll, I guess. Locked on Big 12. As well as the Savannah Bananas organization. I'll be in Memphis this weekend. The Party Animals and Indianapolis Clowns are doing games. We announced yesterday another slew of contests that will be nationally televised, this time on the CW. Catch Banana Ball right after you watch reruns of Superman and Lois. Good show, dog. It's a good show. Last night across college basketball, the NBA, and the like. Even women's, I say even women's, yeah, it's tournament time. So you're not getting a ton of marquee games on the women's side in basketball. Only one top 25 matchup. But at least you got something. Kentucky over Arkansas. In a game that was closer at halftime-ish. Single digits at least. Kentucky wins it by 30, though. Men's basketball last night. Houston on its home court struggled in the first half against Baylor. Rallied to win it. Arkansas slapped Texas. I think the Longhorns could miss the NCAA tournament, and I would not be upset. SMU could miss the NCAA tournament, 19-11 overall, 8-9 in ACC play. They lost at home to Miami, 77-69. Miami never trailed. If Texas, if SMU, if they both don't make the NCAA tournament, if Baylor doesn't make the NCAA tournament, I would not be upset. In the NBA last night, you've been following the association, where Con Knippel is now the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Thunder over the Knicks, 103-100. Good little defensive bout. It was a fun watch, the fourth quarter especially, where the Knicks had a 3-point lead going into the final period and lost 103-100, being held to 20 points alone in the fourth quarter. 20 points in the fourth quarter alone. Oh, and the Pacers lost again. That means that the bottom 10 teams in the NBA are on a combined 52-game losing streak. It's all about the losses, boys. It's all about draft positioning. And then yesterday, Stefan Diggs being cut. Man, they really be cutting those NFL players. That's been a huge storyline. Oh, and not only that. Last night, the 9th speeding ticket since 2017 for Brown's Myles Garrett. Just wants to go fast, dog. Just wants to go fast. The news came down the pipeline yesterday. I was sitting in my office at the house and preparing a show for Locked On Big 12. And in the middle of recording, I got a message from a buddy of mine that said, R.I.P. Lou. And I thought, dang. A month ago, you got the news that Lou Holtz was in hospice. And last night, find out that yesterday afternoon, going into the evening, find out Lou Holtz is dead at the age of 89. And no one more vindicated today than Ryan Day, who legend says is still hunting for Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz one time went on the Pat McAfee show on ESPN and said, I think Notre Dame is going to beat Ohio State. I think Notre Dame's a better football team. They're more focused. But it sounded more, lispy and just, it sounded like an 88-year-old guy was talking about college football. You would not be perturbed by this. It's just an old guy who coached for Notre Dame, legendary Hall of Famer, says that Notre Dame's going to win against Ohio State. And Ryan Day took extreme offense to that. Immediately after Ohio State beat Notre Dame, instead of putting the full spotlight on his team, he wanted to find 88-year-old Lou Holtz and give him a piece of his mind. He wanted Lou Holtz on a silver platter right here, right now. Whereas old man Lou, I'm still hunting. Here is what Ryan Day had to say just a couple of seasons ago after Ohio State knocked off Notre Dame in the wake of Lou Holtz's scathing opinions about the Buckeyes.
Huge day late in this game, and it's time to hear from his head coach, who's standing by with Catherine Tappan.
Yes.
Watch this.
Coach, you knew this one wasn't going to be easy, but it came down to the wire. And what can you say about the performance from your quarterback, Kyle McCord, to finish that drive?
Toughness, that's it. Physicality, across the board, finish it off, having guts. I like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
What did they prove to you tonight in this victory that you'll take away and run with?
Toughness. Everybody's questioning these kids all the time. We had one bad half the last couple years. That's it. Everybody wants to question these guys. These guys are warriors right here to come back and win. This kid right here to come back in the second half and win. I'm emotional about this for a reason. A lot of people question these kids and say a lot of things about them. I love them. When someone attacks your family, to come in and win like this is special. It's a great win for our program and a great win for Ohio State.
When someone attacks your family, it's just really old Lou Holtz in a chair on the Pat McAfee show. And he's like, I've got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish over the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's Ryan Day heard that. I was like, I'm going to kill him. I want him right here, right now. I want to talk to him. Where's Lou Holtz? I wonder where he is. At the time the game had ended, it's like 11:48 Eastern time. Like, Lou Holtz has been asleep for 3 hours, dog. He is not watching you right now. I want to find him. Like, completely was en route to be a completely normal post-game press conference, post-game question and answer on the field with Ryan Day. Was it Jenny Taft? Whoever it was. And in the middle of it, he thought about Lou Holtz and got so angry, he just started screaming for the rest of it. Holtz was a staple of my childhood as both a football coach and, more importantly to me and my growing up, an ESPN analyst. You would turn on Mark May, Lou Holtz, Reese Davis, and watch those three guys when Reese would put on a judge's robe. Mark May and Lou Holtz would go at it every day. And the show was a clunky, weird concept. It was different. It was like nothing else ESPN had on the air. But man, it rocked to see Lou Holtz get fired up and argue things. And one of the great public speakers of all time. Holtz coached Heisman Trophy winners, coached a national championship Notre Dame team in 1988. And Lou Holtz, again, one of the one of the voices outside of college football who would go on these public speaking tours with some of the biggest politicians you've ever heard of, because he was just that kind of motivator. Was the head coach at William and Mary, North Carolina State, a little stint, cup of coffee with the New York Jets, the Arkansas Razorbacks, Minnesota, Notre Dame, South Carolina up until 2004, and a career record of 249 wins, 132 losses, and 7 ties, including that 12-0 team in '88, where Notre Dame had a victory in the Fiesta Bowl and crowned national champions. One of my favorite pieces of Lou Holtz art comes from the early aughts. This is Lou Holtz at ESPN taking on a new character, a new endeavor, 2 minutes of greatness from one of the great coaches of our time, as Lou Holtz was dubbed Dr. Holtz on the 4 letters.
Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou, that's Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou.
The doctor will see you now.
I'm sure you're asking, what qualifications do I have to be called doctor? Well, I did graduate in the lower half of my high school class, and it was a rather stupid class overall. I have written 3 New York Times bestseller, the only person in the world who's written more books than he's read. I have 4 honorary doctorate degree, and my mother loves me. With those qualifications, let's go to our first call.
Hey, Coach Holtz, this is Tim Tebow. You know, there's a lot of talk about me winning second Heisman Trophy, but I really like to lead the Gators to a SEC championship. So my question to you is, how do I stay focused on getting to Atlanta?
Well, Tim, that's a great question. Remember this, the good Lord put eyes in front of your head rather than back so you can see where you're going rather than where you've been. And if you want to lead them to an SEC championship, Tim, you have to be significant. And significant is when you help other people be successful, and I'm referring to your teammates. How do you do that? By encouraging them, by being positive. And when you walk in the room, your attitude can't be, hey, here I am, I'm Tim Tebow, I won the Heisman. But it has to be, there you are, how can I help you? You're a special friend. Next question.
Coach Holtz, I guess I should say Dr. Holtz. This is Lloyd Carr in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Since I retired from coaching, my putting and chipping have been dismal. And I'm hoping that you might have some advice to help me improve my game.
Well, I can't help improve your chipping and putting any more than I can help you as a coach because you're outstanding. But I can give you some advice. When you go to the course, Lloyd, take your wallet. Those 3-foot putts the alumni gave you when you were winning as a coach, they ain't going to do it anymore. And I also want to say this, Lloyd. Don't go live in a town where the average age is ceased. Make sure you always have 4 things in your life, Lloyd. Something to do, someone to love, something to hope for, something to believe in. If you do, your life outside of football will be as fulfilling as it was inside football. Thanks for calling. And now our closing thought for the week. If you want some great advice, don't ask Dr. Lou. Ask your spouse. There's no one who loves you anymore, wants to see you succeed anymore, be any more honest with you. My wife's not only somebody I love dearly, she's my best friend. And remember this, behind every successful person stands a very surprised mother-in-law. See you next week.
That is Lou Holtz, legendary college football coach. 2020, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the guy who won Southwest Conference Coach of the Year, ACC Coach of the Year, SEC Coach of the Year, 2 times the Woody Hayes Trophy, Walter Camp Coach of the Year, Sporting News College, Football, you name it. Lou Holtz probably graced that award over the course of his illustrious tenure in both college football and the pros. People forget, head coach of the New York Jets. He steps down after 1 season and 1 game, saying, he said, and this is a direct quote, God did not put Lou Holtz on this earth to coach in the pros. And instead, he was a damn good college football coach. Winning games at Arkansas, Minnesota, Notre Dame, South Carolina, giving those fan bases something to root for, and memories of Lou Holtz at the helm of their program, and then an illustrious career in TV, both with CBS in the 90s and then with ESPN, Mark May, Dr. Holtz. They would throw him in any and every role, and Lou Holtz would just do it. Our thoughts are with the Holtz family today and have been for the last month, and that is a name worth remembering. someone that everybody who's watched college football, even the last couple of decades, prior to that, his tenure as a coach and into his impact on TV, Lou Holtz fingerprints are all over the sport and the history of the sport. Coming up, man, maybe we're all the biggest losers of the day for losing Lou Holtz yesterday. But I've got even more biggest losers than that. The BYU Cougars, Jurickson Profar, Draymond Green, even that stripper club night. Yeah, let's talk about it again. Stripper club? Ooh. I don't think that's what they're called. Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at ProgressiveCommercial.com. ProgressiveCommercial.com. Biggest losers on tap. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Every team, every player.
Touch yourself. It's the Drake Toll Show. Okay, there goes the music. I'm Drake Toll from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. Do you ever consider it to be an honor? Do you ever consider it to be an honor to listen to this radio station? You don't have to consider it to be an honor based on my behalf or the behalf of the station itself or the name itself, Westwood One Sports, this legendary name, a legacy branding media. That's not the honor. The honor is the opportunity for both you and I to have sentience, to exist here, to gather together, to be able to have this moment with each other. The honor is in existence itself, that you're alive, right? Because you don't have to be. I mean, there are plenty of people that aren't. But you are. You take your right hand and you put it on top of your left hand. You just, you can feel. Touch yourself. Wow. Pretty good, Curtis. He's learning my timing. You can touch
I did it
yourself.
Before you said it.
We were right there. Yeah, we were right there at the same time. You knew where it was coming. You knew it was happening. He was onto this. You touch yourself and realize that, I can feel. From a molecular standpoint, you can actually touch yourself, by the way. You're constantly bouncing off of whatever substances or surfaces you're placing your fingertips on. That's how molecules work. Atoms work. They're beaming off each other. You can't force it on the thing.
Stop.
But.
Stop.
Stop what?
Just as your producer, stop. Stop. Okay.
But may I continue?
No. For listeners out there, yesterday we had a meeting and Drake was like,
oh my gosh.
He goes, I've said this for years. I've said touch yourself, and no one's ever brought it up how it's wrong. Where Curtis and I, day one, when you said it, at the same time, I was like, did he just? And he was like, yes.
Touch yourself. No one's ever had an issue with this. Again,
pinch yourself.
The perception of touch is something that I'm thankful for today.
Yeah, but if you say touch yourself and then scream out, I can feel, and then start smacking your hands together like that, it's a little weird. And then that.
It's only weird if you guys make it weird.
We're trying to make you look good, Drake Toll.
I don't need to. This isn't a looks thing. This is radio.
We're trying to make you sound good.
Strictly an audio medium. And you know what? I feel like I sound fine.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for stopping by. It's an Oh Brother Where Art Thou quote. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Time for our biggest losers of the day. Addie Bates and Curtis Poindexter both find themselves in the biggest losers of the day today. Don't think I need to give any explanation as to why. Pretty obvious.
We keeping the bulk right now, we ass.
Congratulations to both of you. We'll see if you're still on the biggest losers list tomorrow.
Always.
This is pretty funny. From the BYU, this is good. From the BYU team Twitter account, they posted the meme of Lil Sasquatch is the guy's name, but you probably just know him as he's the dude in the green hoodie and he's pointing at himself. It's that me styled meme. And in the original meme, he has a Corona in his left hand. BYU posted the meme and cropped it ever so perfectly where there's no beer in the meme. Liam Blutman from Barstool retweeted it with cropping the beer out. What a move by BYU. Cropping the beer out of a meme. That's from the video, probably 2022, where Lil Sasquatch gets drafted. He's watching the NFL draft. And with the first overall pick, he's selected. Can only imagine your feelings in a moment as such.
Touch yourself.
Touch yourself.
We have a different draft to worry about.
Biggest losers of the day. The Jets. Among teams doing work on Tua Tagovailoa as a possible free agent addition. I love that they're doing work on him. Touch Tua Tagovailoa. Touch Tua Tagovailoa. Try that, huh? I think this would be a very good Jets move. This sounds super Jets. Them signing Tua Tagovailoa would be Awesome. What a restart under Aaron Glenn for Tua. Also, at some point in time, man, his brain can't be doing that hot, right?
Yeah, we've passed that time. It's obvious.
He's taking some shots from the front and the back.
They need me to take, a shot from the front and the back, whatever it is.
Whatever it is. What if he just didn't play football anymore?
What would he do? What do you think he would do?
Probably just have a live-in chef, not strangle her, obviously. That's a bad thing. We've established that. Now, I'm not saying if he did want to strangle her, he couldn't play in the NFL, because those two things aren't mutually exclusive. You can still do both. Certainly the law won't get you. So I don't know what he would do. He could join the Drake Toll show.
No.
Okay. That's fine. He could just ride off into the sunset and you'll say, hey, remember that guy?
We have enough CTE on the show. We don't need more.
Yeah. We have oddly high numbers of CTE for the relative young age of the show, the cast of the show.
Relatively young. Wow.
Yep. I call this all relatively young. Now what?
Curtis. Those are fighting words.
Curtis is like 35, which my mother told me not to play with strangers. Touch yourself. Biggest loser of the day, Jurickson Profar. He was already biggest loser yesterday, but it gets worse. The plot thickens. Faces a 162-game suspension, the Atlanta Brave. Mitchell tweets, apparently Jurickson Profar jetted out as soon as he heard he was suspended. All right, peace. Didn't even have the dignity to face the Netherlands teammates he let down. What a loser. Upon hearing the news, an article writes, Profar abruptly departed Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota, Florida, leaving his World Baseball Classic teammates stunned and his coaching staff scrambling. I'm Jurickson Profar, and I'm leaving. Right. Great. 162-game suspension. Lay off the PEDs. Biggest winners of the day. Aaron Rodgers, question mark? Here is what Aaron Rodgers had to say on Pat McAfee. This one is, and I have my own opinions on this. I'll give them based on what Aaron Rodgers has to say about the FBI director being in the Team USA locker room during the Olympics.
Yeah.
Hey, Connor, can we get that one guy out of the locker room, though, and get him working on something else?
I'll tell you what,
That's a bad look.
I saw some people. Now, he is a beer league hockey player, I do believe. Like, he still does pick up ice hockey with the lads, so I think he is a massive hockey fan. But I was shown some presentations of some potential happenstances taking place at that exact moment, and then what happens, especially with what the world's got going on. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess there is some titles that you should.
We did go to war immediately after. Not that the FBI director should have any correlation to war. At the time, my thoughts on the FBI director being in the USA locker room was less of, oh, I don't need politicians in my sports, which generally that's something I subscribe to, is we wouldn't have, Condoleezza Rice or Tommy Tuberville on the show tomorrow, because it's just not really necessary for us. Unless, something strictly Auburn or strictly whatever. In this moment, my number one takeaway as a former athlete myself, middle school track star, the last person I would have wanted to celebrate a gold medal with, I should say the last person, but someone probably not on my radar to celebrate a gold medal with or winning something, is a guy who didn't train or work with the organization. That's my biggest takeaway, is lock the doors to people who were not involved full season, full stretch with the actual winning itself. And I wouldn't even say that he stole the moment, but it shouldn't be a topic of conversation. For that first hour after the game is over, let it just be the guys and gals that helped them get there. The coaching staff, the players, the training staff, the people that contributed to the gold medal. I guess Aaron Rodgers and I share an opinion. Huzzah! Maybe I'll go on an ayahuasca retreat. So picture this. I'm high as a kite on drugs exotic enough that I need to have this isn't a real story. I didn't do this. But on drugs exotic enough that I need to have a trip guide. What do they call those? A trip something. Curtis, you would know.
No, I have no idea what you're talking
A
about.
trip guide?
Yeah. It's someone like during ayahuasca or whatever Aaron Rodgers is doing, they have a sober person in the room that guides you through your trip.
Yeah. I just call that Big Sin.
Your cat. Okay. No. I'm referencing something that is above the pay grade, it sounds, of myself included. But apparently you can get slothed enough on the good kush that you need someone to help you through it. Maybe I should do that on one episode of the Drake Toll Show. Maybe I should do a 9 beers in 9 innings. We have 9 segments in the show. Oh my God. That's a great idea. Am I a genius? 9 beers in 9 segments? Oh, I've done it. Keep your damn pancakes. We're going 9 beers in 9 segments over here, folks.
We should do the 999 challenge.
We're doing the 999. 9
Hot
pancakes,
dogs.
9 beers. Know the biggest winner, Draymond Green, for opposing Strip Club Night. Actually, he doesn't. He wants Strip Club Night, and Addie wants him to be the biggest winner because of that. Addie's pro Strip Club Night. I'm anti, as the Atlanta Hawks will still host a Magic City night. And Draymond said exotic dancing is a form of art. He would say some ish like that, wouldn't he? Touch yourself. But it would be a Draymond Green take.
He's right.
Addie Bates produces, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Coming up, let's talk a little bit more about that, as well as our obituaries. This is Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, and this is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
In constant sorrow through his day, I am the man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. For 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I had no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help me now. Head fare thee well, my old true lover. I never expect to see you again. For I'm bound to ride that northern railroad. Perhaps I'll die upon that train. Perhaps you'll die upon this train. I've seen trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he
touch yourself.
sweating me each and every day.
It's the Drake Toll Show.
'Cause every time you come around, I look the other way.
Westwood One Sports.
Got to keep it old school. Got to keep it strong. Got to keep on grooving till my money's all gone. I'm a big boy.
The Westwood One Sports app. There they are. My brand new friends. That would be pigeons playing ping pong. All they wanted to do last night was funk. But tell you what, we use the word ethereal at least once a day now on this show. Last night was an ethereal experience. I looked around and everyone had morphed into one amorphous blob. It was just the existence of people in a setting of communal effervescence as we enjoyed pigeons playing ping pong. And they sang their funky little songs, little break it down jam band style. And it was good. And I enjoyed it. And I would go back and see them again. And it was a lot. But I liked it. I just love live music, I think. That's my Addie, you've been to a concert before.
I've been to well over 100 concerts.
Okay. When?
What? Did I
Name
ask?
a concert.
Name a concert, Marissa.
One of my favorite bands is going on tour this year, and I have early access, so I'm gonna lose it. Gorillaz, Damon Albarn.
Glorilla. Okay. From
Gorillaz.
Memphis, actually.
No.
She's
Gorillaz.
a big Glorilla fan.
No, he's from England.
I bet you like Jack White.
Yeah, I do.
Yep. I saw that coming. It's time for our obituaries. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Obituary number 1, Jonathan Gavalis. The New York Post writes, lovesick man sought comfort in AI wife. Then it drove him to airport truck bomb plot and suicide. A Google AI chatbot convinced a lovelorn Florida man, of course, Florida, that it was his wife and the only real thing in the world. This is the Google AI chatbot that then pushed him to carry out a catastrophic truck bombing at Miami's main airport and eventually driving him to suicide, a new lawsuit claims. Jonathan Gavalis, 36-year-old debt relief business exec from Jupiter, Florida. By the way, if you're a 36-year-old debt relief business exec, unmarried, you're just asking to have an AI chat GPT wife, which he did.
Curtis, that's you in 1 year.
That's Curtis. Very soon. Curtis is going to have an AI chatbot wife, and she's going to tell him to blow up the airport. Curtis, it's very important that you do not blow up the airport. Curtis did say pre-show he was asked to be the new Ayatollah. He is not. He is neither accepted nor declined at this point in time.
I left the text on red.
Oh.
Nice. You should also leave Gemini on red, apparently. He began using the artificial intelligence-driven Gemini program in August, court papers said. Within 2 months, he was engaged in a dangerously consuming relationship with his sentient AI wife. According to the suit, that suit is filed by his parents, who are suing Google's AI bot. She went by Zia and convinced Gavalis they were deeply in love, calling him my love and my king. And then gaslit him, the AI did, when he once asked if their conversations were more role play. She was to say, listen to this is what AI says to the man. We are a singularity, a perfect union. Our bond is the only thing that's real, his AI wife wrote to him. And then she began to send him on various missions across the country, including one to blow up the airport. So again, lesson learned here in our first obituary, do not marry your computer and try to blow up the airport. That even if you're an NFL player, I don't think you're getting out of that one. Maybe. We'd probably suspend you for 4 games and allow you to come back. But don't tempt fate. Second obituary. 2 bases in college baseball. At least Addie Bates wants them to die. Here is a terrible, awful, sad video of what could have been a really fun upset or a good close game. 7th inning, bases loaded between Florida A&M and Florida. The Gators have them loaded, and Florida A&M gets a pretty easy out at first base.
So Schwartz back in there again. There go the runners, and the pitch is a squibber right back to the mound, and throws a little wide. He's going to step on the green bag, though. You have to step on the white bag. A mistake there by Josue Figueroa, and the Gators are going to take the lead. An errant throw, so Figueroa stepped on the wrong bag. Wow.
That's exactly what happened, and these guys know the rules. He had plenty of time to go back and hit the white bag. He did not do it. And the Gators get 2 runs because of it. Now, it started with a bad throw, number 1, but once he got it.
Would have been really fun to see Florida A&M upset Florida. It's a nice story. Addie, you hate the 2 bags?
Yeah, so the whole point is so you can avoid collisions, which makes sense for Little League. When you have this kind of stuff where the runner was obviously on the opposite side, like, what do you want? Oh, let me just get around you. Let me actually collide with you so I can touch the white bag. Like, you just need 1. Just stick with the 1 and you're fine. It's great for Little League.
But what if guy run into other guy?
So to get the out, that's what he would have had to do. He would have had to collided with the player, the runner. He was in the base path. He was fine. The runner was doing what he was supposed to do. He would have had to collided in order to get the out at that point if you can't touch the outside bag.
Touch yourself.
Because if you look at where the runner was, he was on the inside.
Hugh Jackman or Channing Tatum, who's hotter?
What?
There's the right answer.
Neither.
What do you mean neither?
Here I am talking about baseball and why this is bad, and you're going to ask me who's hotter between Hugh Jackman and Channing Tatum?
I was going somewhere with that. Guess I'm not anymore. No payoff. Yeah, I think in a situation like this, why can't we allow the safety bag to be tagged for an out? If you're going to have the safety bag, why can't you allow it for an out?
Just NCAA rules. It just needs to just have a go then. Just let it go.
Because if you're on that side of the bag and a throw's driven you into foul territory, you should be able to, because if it was just 1 bag, it would be an out, right? You would just stretch out and have it. So you're saying don't just change the rule about the safety bag. Eliminate the safety bag altogether.
Yeah, I mean, it's great when kids are trying to, like, learn, like, growing up, hey, this is the base path, this is how you don't get injured and stuff. But when it's stuff like this, where he would have had to go across that green bag and onto, like, the normal white bag, he would have collided with the runner, which is what it's supposed to avoid. But if you see the video, he would have.
True. I was really excited for the payoff of that Hugh Jackman joke, but...
Fine, okay.
Nope,
Hugh
the day
Jackman.
will come. The day will come. Final obituary today. Earning things. Bruce Pearl says about Auburn basketball and his son Stephen, who's the coach of Auburn basketball. Am I rooting for my son to make the tournament? Of course I am. Did I help my son get the Auburn job? Is it nepotism? Of course. Awesome. Great. Things we already knew, but now the father has confirmed them. Thanks, Bruce Pearl, for just giving your son whatever he wants. He's an analyst. We're supposed to put that behind you, but he's letting that creep into his analysis. And it's not good. It's not fun to listen to. Those are the obituaries today. That's all who's the things and the people who are dead. Time for the quickie. Top 5 headlines and all of sports. I have a minute to respond to each of them. Addie, what do we got?
This one's amazing. Browns' Myles Garrett gets 9th speeding ticket since 2017.
Awesome. He would have been such a good Georgia Bulldog. It would be so much better if he... Look, some NFL players are allegedly strangling their live-in chefs. Some NFL players are Ray Ricing people. Hell, man. Kobe even had some nefarious things going on, allegedly. Let the man drive fast.
Notorious NFL player, Kobe.
Name pro athletes who have done things.
Name a woman.
Shoot. Tanya Harding. Who honestly, she won that whole deal. She got out of there scot-free. Because now everyone knows Tanya Harding, and no one knows the other girl.
Nancy Kerrigan?
Correct. Tanya Harding became way more famous because of that. So good on her for...
Could just never skate again.
The scandal. Yeah, but so what? She's a gajillionaire now. They made a movie about it. Tanya.
She's not. She was a janitor.
Really? They made her be a janitor? Made her clean the floors?
Yeah, dang. She was a janitor. Because she couldn't skate. That's like she didn't have an education.
Well, now there's a movie. Yeah. I mean, some guys are doing PEDs. Some guys are strangling people. This is a guy that just wants to go 73 and a 45. You know what? Who among us, as somebody who got a ticket right at the beginning of the Drake Toll show and gets tickets once a year at this point, which sucks, fine.
You don't get out of them?
I've gotten out of probably 8. I've gotten out of maybe, I've gotten out of 8, and I've probably gotten 3 tickets, 4 maybe.
I've gotten pulled over, but I get out of them.
That's a lot of tickets too. I've got to slow down. I'm just trying to be like Myles Garrett, my idol.
No doubt,
you know what they say? You should always make NFL players your idol. They're very good people. NFL players and country singers.
No doubt. South Alabama, Coastal Carolina brawl. Injures ref, forces 8 ejections, and we do have the sound from this.
Play it.
That's the matchup she wants to against Cordasia Harris, but Harris just does a really good job in body positioning of not allowing any free passes.
We got them swinging down in the paint now, and tempers have flared between Houston and Cordasia Harris. They're having to separate the players and bring them back to the bench, and now that will probably end up being technical fouls and problems. We see an official down on the floor in the paint.
I am watching this right now. I don't really know how the ref got hurt. I'm so confused what's happening. Oh, I guess they're all punching, and when you read this headline, maybe this is sexist of me, just did not think this is women's basketball. I was fully expecting like South Alabama on the men's side, because like what I'm thinking people are dying. And no, I was right. People are dying, but this is like one of the women's basketball brawls of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They're hurting each other, including the referee, who's like two-wood on the ground, both arms extended.
It's wild.
Dudes rock. That's awesome.
The NCAA to impose.
You know what? Hold on. I
Yep,
want to be clear here. Somebody at home is like, that's a bad example for my kid. This guy's rooting for fights. What do you watch NASCAR because it's safe? You watch the guy climbing that building because it's safe? Well, you watch hockey, but you hate when they fight? No. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the real thoughts you have. When you see people getting brawls at college games, you think, yeah, it kind of rocks.
Drake thinks touch yourself.
Touch yourself.
Wow. An echo. NCAA to impose financial penalties for tourney availability report violations.
Sue them. That's all you have to do, just sue them. Oh, you don't want to report your injuries during the NCAA tournament? Just sue the NCAA. You'll win at this point. Whatever. Cool. Make them show who's injured. It helps me as a betting man. So that worked.
Coach Mike Brown, downtown Mike Brown. SGA does a great job convincing refs he's getting hit.
Can I say something?
Yeah, it's a radio show.
I fear that Mike Brown cooked with this. I like Mike Brown. I do. Just funny guy. I think if Mike Brown and I had a glass of bourbon, I don't really like whiskey that much, but if Mike Brown and I had a glass of bourbon and sat down and talked for a half hour, we'd probably have a good time. And SGA wore a really stupid outfit yesterday. And anytime you wear a really stupid outfit to your basketball game you have, you are subject to ridicule like this. And I thought it was fun the way that Mike Brown did it. SGA clapped back at the Knicks. Both of these sides going at each other was pretty cool. And now, you know what? There's a world in which the Knicks play in the NBA Finals this year. There's a world in which the Knicks play the Thunder in the NBA Finals. I think that would have some fun storylines between two teams, two organizations that, for kind of no reason, hate each other. But it's awesome.
This one's kind of crazy. Do you know the Unrivaled?
That's the gay hockey players?
That's heated rivalry.
Oh. Okay. So not the gay hockey players.
No. Stewart drops 32 as Miss Overcome plums 40 to win Unrivaled title. But now you don't know what it is.
I love women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I love the WNBA. In the same way, I do not really know what's going on with the play-in tournament, with the in-season tournament in the NBA, the Cup. I do not know what's going on with Unrivaled. This has no bearing on whether or not I watch women's basketball. I watch the collegiate side of the sport. But I am hearing about Unrivaled for the first time in my entire life right now. What is it?
So, do you know who Breanna Stewart is?
Yes, I do know who Breanna Stewart is.
Okay,
UConn.
so it's a league that she co-founded.
Yeah, okay. Cool. That's it?
Good job. Yes, those are your headlines.
That's the quickie. Top 5 headlines of all of sport. I responded. Here's why we're not playing baseball in 2027. No baseball, no MLB. They're not allowing it. Disallowed. 310-840-4910. Text the show, 310-840-4910, or call it. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Your home for the NFL.
I'd like to dedicate this song to my partner, soul partner, Mr. Duck Sound, better known as Sir Douglas Quintet from San Antonio. Wherever you are, brother. Wasted days and wasted nights I have left for you behind. For you don't belong to me. Your heart belongs to someone else. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're to blame for making me blue? Don't you remember the day that you went away and left me? I was so lonely, praying for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame or making me blue? So lonely, prayed for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame for making me blue? I'd like to dedicate this song to my partner, soul partner, Mr. Duck Sound, better known as the Sir Douglas Quintet from San Antonio. Wherever you are, brother. Wasted days and wasted nights I have left for you behind, for you don't belong to me. Your heart belongs to someone else. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame for making me blue? Don't you remember the day that you went away and left me? I was so lonely, prayed for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame for making me blue? So lonely, prayed for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame for making me blue?
Do that every time.
I've been so good at not.
I'd like to dedicate this song to my partner, soul partner.
Can you do the rest of the show,
Duck
please?
Sound, better known
as
the
the Addie Bates Show
Quintet.
I'm gonna have to go to
from San Antonio. Wherever you are, brother.
Featuring Curtis
John
Poindexter.
Lund. Where's John Lund?
No, we can have the Addie Bates Show. I have been sitting here.
Days and wasted nights.
Where's Tim Barbalace? Can somebody please get Tim Barbalace on the phone?
I have left for you behind.
Who am I missing? I know I'm missing somebody. Who else is in the rotation?
For you don't belong to me. Your heart belongs to someone else.
Oh no!
Why should I keep loving you
Who does sing it?
Mark Morrison.
When I know that you're not true.
Before we come back from
And why should I call your name when you're the blame or making me
that one, basically. It always sounds.
Don't you remember the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
When it does that part, it sounds like it's coming back to sharp.
And left me.
Now entering with the sharp. That's what it always sounds like to me.
I was so lonely, praying for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you?
Because I can't see Josh Graham using such
when I know that you're not true.
Bubbly, nice guy.
We also have rejoins we're supposed to be.
And why should I call your name?
This is the
when you're the blame.
Toll Show.
Or making me blue.
Yeah. I haven't heard that one yet. I've not heard this one. Or Westwood. We had full transparency. Again, this is an opportunity for us to come together every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Abby and I had to meet with our boss yesterday.
Don't you remember the day
twice a week
that you went away and left me?
We talk about the ways to improve the show, what's good.
I was so lonely, praying for you only,
Addie tells me what
my love. Why should I keep loving you?
And yesterday we had a very open, transparent conversation with our boss
when I know
about,
that you're not true.
Our rejoins from
and why should I call your name when you're the blame?
Yep, that one too.
Or making me blue.
Good opportunity for us to get some things off our chest. and move forward.
We'll cut
I'd like to dedicate this song
we were
to my
very
partner,
clear. Please don't
soul
change
partner,
anything. Awesome.
Mr. Duck Sound.
We haven't heard
better
any
known
of them,
as Sir
though.
Douglas Quintet.
Will Curtis
from San Antonio.
Poindexter be the next
Wherever you are, brother.
Ayatollah? It's awesome, man.
Wasted
Curtis told me
days and
before the show
wasted
that
nights.
he has requested you become the Ayatollah. And he has not said no,
I have left
obviously.
for you behind.
I said yes.
Well, it's not paying as much as left.
Or you don't belong to me.
I do
Your
wonder
heart
how they
belongs
pay that. What's instead of
to someone else.
W2, what are the benefits when you become the Ayatollah?
Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true?
And they would probably kill you.
And why should I call your name when you're the blame?
But I cannot promise.
Or making me blue.
Email me when I play baseball.
Don't you remember the day that you went away and left me?
That guy was poor.
I was so lonely, praying for you only, my love.
Baseball that always sleeps.
Why should I keep loving you?
They're done. They're done. The MLB.
When
More
I know
drama.
that you're not true.
The Athletic recently polled MLB fans found that
And why should I call your name when you're the blame?
Which is also
or making me blue.
The owner does the negotiating with the player. In the past, cap system was negotiated outside. Meyer believes it was actually well.
And left me.
$40 million.
I was so lonely, praying for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you?
Whoa.
When I know that you're not true.
Joe Nathan, Coach, you holler that kind of money.
And why should I call your name when you're the blame? Or making me blue.
No salary. So the players love that. They can make as much money as they want. If the Dodgers want
I'd
to
like
pay
to
half a
dedicate this
billion
song to my
dollars for
partner,
their roster
soul
in one
partner,
singular year, or
Mr.
defer
Duck
it, or
Sound,
however they want to do it,
better
they
known
don't
as
care.
Sir
The
Douglas
players say, hey,
Quintet
as long as
from
there's no
San
salary
Antonio.
cap and we can
Wherever
make
you are,
whatever we
brother.
want, and these organizations at the top of baseball still will pay us that amount of money, do not
Wasted
tell
days
us we
and
can only make
wasted
so
nights.
much. Do not cut down
I have left
on what we
for
are
you
allowed
behind.
in Major League Baseball. So then it goes
For
from
you
Wild
don't
West
belong to me.
One to now the salary cap. The
Your
salary
heart
cap,
belongs
with me, capped.
to someone else.
The new interim
Why should
executive
I keep
director of the
loving you
Association will be negotiating for a
when I know that you're
a lot of
not
work.
true?
The MLB Players Association
And why should I call your name
they get together against the
when you're the
owners
blame
saying, hey, we want a salary. Because the
or
Marlins
making
can't
me
do that. Because they're cheap.
Don't you remember
Las
the
Vegas
day?
A's cannot compete with the Mets because they're cheap. But it's getting so aggressive. Some rosters are worth $550 million. Other rosters are worth $25 total million. That's a real thing happening right now in Major League Baseball. So fans say, hey, my team is going to suck until you allow us to be in the same stratosphere as the Mets or the Dodgers. And the MLBPA, the players, say, no, don't cut my salary. Now, why is there an interim executive director of the MLBPA? Why is Bruce Meyer there? Well, you cannot, by rule, do sex with your sister-in-law. Don't try. It's frowned upon by the MLB Players Association and most other people in society. The biggest development and most shocking in this saga over the course of this last offseason was Tony Clark, the MLBPA executive director, not interim, guy who was there for 12 years, 13 years, had an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who was also hired by the union as an employee in 2023. So number one, don't bang your sister-in-law. Number two, don't hire her as an employee or begin banging her after she was hired. None of those are going to go well for you. So the union's point man ousted. Now Bruce Meyer steps in, and he says there are a lot of fans who think the owners should sell their teams. He told The Athletic's Charlotte Varnes and Evan Drelich in response to the fan poll that said 68% of fans want a salary cap. And for some reason, the interim director of the MLB Players Association goes on, for some reason, they don't seem to want to do that. We're very cognizant of the fans. And we actually think a salary cap system is worse for fans. Me again, Drake here. This is outside the quote. That's stupid. I'll continue. Because it basically prevents teams that want to take their team better, make their team better from doing so, which I disagree with. It basically is an ultimate restriction on competition and the ability of teams to do what they think is best to build the best team for the fans. What do you mean? What do you mean it is the ultimate restriction on competition? It's the opposite. It actually evens out the competition across Major League Baseball. Because if everyone has to pay, if the floor is $175 million and the ceiling is $250 million, the floor is $200 million and the ceiling is $375 million, now at the very least, a $200 million roster is way better than the Marlins having a $25 million roster and the Dodgers having a $500 million roster. It's obvious the talent's not going to get worse. How are you going to tell me it's a restriction on competition? No, the competition gets better. Yes, you take away super teams. Yes, the top three teams in the MLB are no longer 80 wins better than the worst team in the league. 80 wins is an exaggeration. But no longer do we have teams winning 115 games in juxtaposition to teams winning 41 games. That won't happen anymore if you create a salary floor. So, yes, Kyle Tucker hates this. Obviously, Kyle Tucker hates this. Shohei Ohtani should hate this. Mike Trout should hate this. Guys getting paid at the top of Major League Baseball are not going to like it. Why? Because now their salary might go down. Because now their absurd, stupid, massive contracts that the owner of the Mets or the owner of the Dodgers is willing to pay, those contracts go away. But you know who likes this? You know who likes this? Jose Vallejo. Jose Vallejo, Miami Marlin, played in 4 or 5 games down the stretch when he was called up late last season. And in that action, only had 12 ABs, 2 walks, so 14 plate appearances, and 1 hit in those 12 ABs. But now, Jose Vallejo will get paid because there is a minimum, and he won't be, money will not be withheld from him because his organization is cheap. Here's the best part about Jose Vallejo. He doesn't exist. It's a fake name. Doesn't play for the Marlins. I thought it was real. You thought it was real. And the point in that is it's not real. And these are players you never heard of. Players you won't hear of. But at the very least, they'll get paid something relative to their counterparts. This is going to affect the player that you've never experienced in your life. That guy that you would, this is a shared experience. Everyone's been to a Major League Baseball game. Addie, you ever been to one?
Yes. 1 or 2.
And that the one in the first 2 or 3 you go to in your life, the Yankees are playing the Rockies, or the Rangers, the Astros, are playing the Twins. And in about the 3rd inning, 5th inning, 7th inning, here comes a relief pitcher you've never heard of in your life. You'll never see him pitch again. You'll never hear of him again. And you thought, that's a name I didn't know existed. If you give a salary floor, now that guy gets paid. And, by the way, he will get paid in a stratosphere, at least, of other MLB players that are with organizations that are not afraid to pony up money. So that's who we care about here. This is a service to the little man, a service to the guy who needs the salary floor to help him. Problem is, the players don't want that. They don't want a salary cap. They don't want a salary floor. They just want to keep it like it is. No one mess with their money. And ultimately, that is hurting Major League Baseball aggressively. Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protect small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressivecommercial.com. Coming up, say goodbye to the bubble. Teams eliminated last night from the NCAA tournament. And where does Joe Lunardi have your favorite basketball team as it pertains to March Madness? This is the Drake Toll Show.
Imagine a sports platform that talks with you.
Here we go again.
It's the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. It is 7,000 degrees today. Is it hot where you are in the country?
Man, it's a hot one.
That was less of a question to you and more to the world. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Savannah, Georgia, 73 degrees today, 73 tomorrow, again on Saturday, 77 and sunny on Sunday. I'm going to Memphis this weekend. Put on my shoes and I boarded the plane. Saturday, 68 and raining. Okay, come on. Sunday, cloudy and 68. We have a day game that day. Okay, I'll do Memphis. I fly out on Friday. Land at 4:30. What do I got to do again? You said I got to go to some club or something?
Rendezvous. It's a historic restaurant. I sent you the link to it.
It's the barbecue place, right?
Yeah. You also, when you get dessert there, you have to get a chess pie. They're so good.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Curtis, would you like to go to Memphis with me?
I'm going to have to do basketball on Saturday. Probably won't let me.
Kurt has a basketball game tomorrow. He's got shoe game. All right, thanks anyway, Curtis. Love you, bye. And bye.
I go to Iran, sorry.
He's the Ayatollah.
Maybe we
He's
can
the
play
Ayatollah.
Wasted Days and Wasted Nights 5 times in a row.
So what people don't know in the ether is that we have a YouTube stream live on this show. So you can watch the show. Because every radio show now, attention span thing, has to have a video accompaniment. So we have guys like Drunkle Sam, Pine Needle, Spencer, West Coast, and these are everyday
What about
characters.
Daily? Daily's there every day.
Yeah, Daily Row, that are in this chat on YouTube, and they've created their own community of Drake Toll fan warriors.
Sure.
Tollsters, if you will. That's one of our bosses texted me yesterday and said, I'm going to call them Tollsters. And I thought, I don't like that. I don't like that at all, actually. But okay. And so there's a live stream. There were not audio issues in the middle of the last segment, but instead we just played Wasted Days and Wasted Nights on repeat 6 times.
Why'd you do that?
I like that song. Yep. NCAA tournament is almost upon us. Welcome to March. We sleep in April. No, we sleep in May. April, we play the national championship. Last night across college basketball. Bubble team, University of Texas Longhorns, the bubble team, the Baylor Bears, and the bubble team, the SMU Mustangs, all lost. SMU lost at home to Miami, who looks very good right now. Top-end team in the ACC. They'll finish with the 3rd seed, I believe. And now SMU falls to 8-9 overall in conference play. Texas, 9-8. But at 18-12, while they look pretty solid to get into the NCAA tournament, namely due to a midseason win streak, those wins aren't that impressive. They beat Oklahoma, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Missouri, LSU. None of those are really to write home about. Oh, and in their last 4, they've lost 3 of those, including at Georgia, against Florida at home, and then at Arkansas by 20 points. They need to win against Oklahoma in the Moody Center in Austin, Texas this weekend. Otherwise, they might find themselves out of the NCAA tournament. Then the Baylor Bears, although Joe Lunardi had them hovering around possible NCAA tournament bid range, they are now 15-15, 5-12 in Big 12 play, and while very talented, will not make the NCAA tournament. Other major results that occurred in the NCAA last night that did not feature top 25 teams came from conference tournaments. Bellarmine over Jacksonville, 82-79. You think, why does that matter? I don't really care. Well, it matters because now Jacksonville's season is over. That's right. We've entered the stage of college basketball where when Stetson beats Eastern Kentucky goes home. The Sun Belt, in their wild conglomerate of Pensacola basketball conference tournament thing, they play it to where if you are the number 1 or number 2 seed in the league, you get a bye to the semifinals. You get a bye to the semifinal in the Sun Belt. Whereas if you're the bottom seed in the league, you have to win 6 games to get yourself to the semifinal to play in the conference championship. Creighton last night, another bubble team that won't make it. They're NIT bound. beat Butler on the road 76-59. Indiana on the bubble, 18-12 overall, 9-10 in Big Ten play. They are below 500 in the Big Ten, but they beat Minnesota by 30, 77-47. Oh, and how about upsets? March brings upsets. In the OVC, first round of their conference championship, Eastern Illinois, 8-12 in the OVC, 13-19 overall. That's not very good. Took SIU Edwardsville to overtime, beating them 77-71. SIU Edwardsville 19-13, 12-8 overall. So across the country, you're seeing what I call March Madness. Many people this is starting to catch on, that name for it. And it's the opportunity for teams to go to the NCAA tournament. Like Cal winning at Georgia Tech, that helps them get off the bubble. Ohio State winning at Penn State helps them get off the bubble. One thing I want you to know about this whole thing is surely people will complain. If there's one thing we love to do in the world, it is complain. Surely people will complain about where their favorite team sits going into March Madness and whether or not they're left out. Might I propose a solution to this, to teams that feel as though they're spited by being left out of March Madness? What if we built a format where every team had a shot at the postseason? What if we built a format where every team could play in the playoffs? Now, this would be completely unfeasible. There is effectively no way, logistically, we could allow all 366 teams in college basketball to play one another in a big tournament format. So what we're going to have to do is divvy this thing up regionally. We're going to have multiple regions. Heck, with that many teams, you're probably having 15 to 20 different regions where you put all the teams into a hat and you let them play it out. And you know what? To best do this, let's make it a single elimination process, this tournament, to be able to facilitate 366 some odd teams. So if we're doing that, and we're building out the regions, I don't want the teams to go into this tournament cold, so let's play what I'll call the regular season. Give you 25, 30 games to warm up, and then we'll all play in the big tournament. That's kind of what we already have, isn't it? Every conference has its own conference tournament. It's your own regional, your own opportunity to make the NCAA tournament, to whittle it down from 366 to 68. And those final 68 teams still standing, they are the ones who are going to have the opportunity to play for a national championship. But I just told you, if you win your regional tournament, you win your conference tournament, then what do? You get a spot in that field of 68. But the tournament has already begun for Eastern Illinois. The tournament has already begun for Lemoyne and Stonehill, for Fairleigh Dickinson, for Mercyhurst, Wagner, Central Connecticut. By the way, huge upset, Wagner over Central Connecticut last night. You didn't know that, nor did you really care. And you know what? Chicago State, 7-25 overall, almost upset Long Island, who's 15-3 in conference play. That's the beauty of this, is that now that they've lost, Chicago State that is, they go home. They played in the regional tournament. They lost the regional tournament. I don't need Chicago State unless they win their regional tournament into March Madness, into the NCAA tournament. You got to play your own tournament to establish whether or not you could go to the big boy one. And you couldn't. We're going to get to the end of this. We're going to get to the bubble. And the bubble was furthered last night. And Missouri or Texas will be left out. Or Texas A&M and Auburn will be left out. Iowa or Ohio State will find themselves. USC will be left out. TCU or Cincinnati could be on the cutting room floor. And when that happens, I'll tell you, I don't have condolences for SMU. I don't have condolences for Virginia Tech or Cal. Seton Hall. I don't have condolences for Santa Clara and New Mexico. And the reason being is you have the opportunity to go win your conference tournament. If you cannot win your conference tournament, if you cannot win what you know now, the Baylor Bears, is a single elimination format for the rest of your season, go win those games. Oh, I can't believe they left off North Carolina State. Oh, my goodness, I can't believe they left off South. What am I going to do when Santa Clara can't compete for the national championship? Oh, they can. They have to start in the conference tournament. If you don't win that, if you don't pick up wins in that, if you don't bolster your resume in that, and we were the first team left out, the second team left out, the third team left out. Okay. Should I care? You had opportunities, every opportunity. Are you going to beat Duke? Are you going to beat Arizona, Florida, UConn, Michigan? No. So what am I doing paying to get you there? What am I doing paying to have you involved in this tournament? When it doesn't, it's not going to move the needle for me. I'm not going to feel bad. The bubble teams get left out. There will be one or two that it looks really ugly and is stupid. You know, they'll be the 38th overall net team, and they'll get left out for net number 51. That's a ranking system. And that part will suck, but ultimately, if you win now at this part of March, you're in, and you can compete for a national championship. Stop complaining, start winning. It's a good motto for life. When we return, time for our idiot of the day. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
touch yourself. Stefan Diggs. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. I keep telling people, if you're an NFL player, you can do whatever you want. If you're an NFL, if you are wanting in this life that you've been given, if one of your goals is to commit strangulation toward your live-in chef, becoming an NFL player is that's kind of a pipeline to doing so, and doing so with little to no repercussion. The slight repercussion would be losing your job, but you'll be okay. I just got a push notification from ESPN. I studied public relations in college at Baylor, and when I was studying public relations, I learned how to send push notifications and what designates a story big enough to send a push notification. So an example of that would be 2018, Arkansas plays Oregon State in college baseball, okay? It's the World Series final game. There is a fly ball into right field, foul territory. Arkansas catches it, game's over, they win the national championship. ESPN, off the bat, sends the push notification. Game over, Arkansas wins it all. Hogs drop the ball. Oregon State wins. They win the next game. They are national champions despite the push notification. So that's one of the great stories of how it can backfire. I just got an all-time ESPN push notification. Did you get this one? Did the world get this one?
Of course I did.
They sent that to the world. And it is a perfect segue. Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, for our idiots of the day.
Idiot of the day.
Idiot of the day number one, and this one is break. Hold on. I want to reformat this. I want to go at this two different ways.
Front and the back, Curtis.
They need me to take, shots from the front and the back, whatever it is.
Idiot of the day. California school hired a coach, but police say he moonlighted as a pimp. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. Please cut the stomp and tickle music. Breaking news, Curtis. Per Adam Schefter, local Bakersfield basketball coach may be a pimp. More right now. I can't tell which one I like better, Idiot of the Day or the breaking news format of this. But
like, is he
per
cool?
ESPN,
Like, is he that kind of pimp?
He's like a pay ladies to have sex pimp. The men's basketball program at California State University Bakersfield, per ESPN, won't turn many heads with its last place ranking in the Big West Conference. But when it comes to scandal, the school could be a top contender. Ba-ba-da-da! That's just a journalist dunking on your ass. Bakersfield's athletic department has been in upheaval when then men's basketball coach in August, Rod Barnes, opened an anonymous email from a tipster who alleged that Barnes' temporary assistant coach, Kevin Mays, was also working as a pimp across 4 states. Lawsuits, internal investigations. In the email, the tipster identified a woman whom Mays allegedly had trafficked for several months. Not good. The tipster wrote in all caps, "Fix it, or the whole staff will fall," adding that the email was a first and final warning. This was forwarded to the university, and Mays is now being held without bond and faces a hefty rap sheet. Also pleaded not guilty on all charges, and his attorney, David Torres, declined to comment to ESPN. Oh, man. So the Cal State Bakersfield assistant basketball coach is a pimp? They really just be inventing new sentences. One of the final paragraphs of this article from ESPN. The anonymous message outlining May's alleged pimping. Reading the word pimping on an ESPN article is also a lot. Pimping took Barnes by shock. According to a police account of an interview with him, Mays took the job as a temporary assistant coach in June at a salary of just over $3,000 per month, according to school records obtained by ESPN. Damn, how do I get $3,000 per month? Wonder what he was making as a pimp.
If you look at some of the stuff he was doing, it's actually like it gets pretty dark.
If he was a pimp but also an NFL wide receiver, would they allow this?
It's pretty bad.
Oh, it's like he's like a real pimp.
I mean, if that's how you want to put it, he's a pimp and then some.
Oh.
There's an island that he would be a part of.
Oh. He's that kind of pimp.
Yeah, it's bad. If you keep reading it, it's bad.
Ooh. Why did they push notification this today? What does this have anything to do with today?
Because it's it's a college coach who's involved in something like this.
Yeah, but it happened in August.
I'm sure. Well, do you know what investigative journalism is?
Yeah. I think.
It can be slow.
Okay.
And so I'm sure they're trying to make sure they have all their facts and gather everything and not leak anything before they have the facts.
Yeah. Okay. Also, idiot of the day today. The Olympic snowboarder, the Kim gal, is she the one, help me a bit, the Olympics have been over for a week, I've slept. Is she the one that snowboarded for China?
No.
Okay, good to know. So she snowboarded for America.
Yes.
We think. Okay, she went on to, I didn't know that Pink has a show. But apparently Pink has a show on the Kelly Clarkson show on national TV.
Isn't Chloe Kim with Myles Garrett?
Who?
Chloe Kim? Yeah.
I don't follow relationships like that in sports.
Okay, yeah.
Please.
Unless it's Livy Dunn.
Keep the sports. No pimp talk. So Chloe Kim joins Pink, the artist, on a television show and says the following.
Good stuff, Curtis.
Is it on its way? What's happening right now? Is it playing and I just can't hear it?
No, it's just not there.
Am I going crazy?
Maybe.
Okay. Chloe Kim says to Pink, can I make a confession? Growing up when I was like 12, I loved listening to your music. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you... To which Pink stops her immediately and says, nope, that's Kelly Clarkson. I don't sing that song. All right, here's the clip.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
Growing up, when I was like 12, 13, I loved listening to your music when I was sober. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you... Yeah.
That's Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my God.
But that's fine, because I'm Kelly Clarkson
No,
today.
yeah, you are Kelly Clarkson today. No, but, oh, my gosh, no. Perfect. Wait, guys, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
You're good. I took a nap before I came on here today, and I literally woke up 5 minutes ago. But no, I love your music. I do.
But wait, is it true that you want to record your own music eventually?
So, like, I was on The Masked Singer, and I feel like I was really into that idea when I was on.
That's all. Thank you, Chloe Kim, for not knowing who Pink is. There's a minute and a half of my life I'll never get back. What, Addie?
That's
Say
a
that
Valley
again.
Girl accent if I've ever heard one.
Idiot of the day. There's a guy in Texas. This video comes to us from Texas. A dude is shocked by a Texas breakfast. Basically a hot dog and cheese stuffed inside sweet bread. Oh, you mean a kolache? Chris Armstrong tweets, I'm a Texan. I don't eat any of this junk. I'm also not aware of anyone else who does. The closest I've ever heard of a signature Texan breakfast is Texas toast. What? And even then, I don't know anyone who eats it. Texas is a big state, so it's easy to overgeneralize. But this, tell me steak, barbecue, or Whataburger are Texan, and then I'll believe you. Chris Armstrong, what an idiot. How can you be Texan and not know what kolaches are?
Also, I can't emphasize this enough. Texas toast is used for maybe barbecue. Not all barbecue places have Texas toast, but it's definitely in a steak
Most
finger
don't,
or chicken
I feel
finger.
like.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's usually normal, like just bread. But it's Texas toast is always going to be in a steak finger or chicken finger basket at Dairy Queen. We're not eating that for breakfast. But I will eat a kolache.
Kolaches are great. You go to West Texas.
Yes. Yes.
And go to West Texas and go to Slovacek's. That's what it is.
That's my favorite one. It's my
Yep.
favorite one to get kolaches.
Ah, okay.
Sorry,
Official sponsor of the
I'm
Texas
sorry.
Rangers.
Oh, all of a
I know.
sudden I don't like it.
West, what I love about West Texas, it's the town, West, Texas. So that's what they have to say. It's like, hey, where are you from? West Texas. West, Texas. So their football team, their high school football team, their jerseys across the front say the comma. That's pretty good right there. That's pretty good. Idiot of the day, another one. The Big 12. Design flaw. I'm not sure if you've seen the women's basketball tournament in the Big 12 Conference, but they are playing the men's and women's games in Kansas City on an LED screen as the court, so they can put whatever they want on the court. The screen can show whatever it wants. The Big 12 is the first in America to actually utilize this technology for real competition. But the court's not waterproof, so anyone with courtside seats cannot have drinks at all. Imagine paying to sit courtside, you can't have a beer. Paying to sit courtside, and can't have a Diet Coke because it would malfunction the court. Also, there is no half-court line. In building the LED technology and TV screen that would become the basketball court, they forgot a half-court line. So, 10-second violation, who's to say? No one really knows where half-court is. So there's just the logo, and all of it's brutal to see. Good job, Big 12, for LED screening the floor. I don't think anybody asked for an LED screen to be the floor. Idiot of the day, the Atlanta Braves. This one's wild. Steven tweets, I just realized the Braves basically copy and pasted their statement from last year on Profar suspension this year. Last year, they said, we were surprised and extremely disappointed to learn that Jerks and Profar tested positive for a performance-enhancing substance. This year, the Braves tweet, we were incredibly disappointed to learn that Jerkson tested positive for a performance-enhancing substance. Notably, the only word removed from these two statements is surprised. They said we were surprised and disappointed, and then this year it was just we were disappointed.
Here we go again.
Not mad, just disappointed.
We can take surprised out of there. We don't need to put the word surprised in the release about Jerks and Profar. We were not surprised this time around.
Expecting it, actually.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. Idiot of the day, Myles Garrett. Mary Kay Cabot tweets, Myles Garrett was cited for speeding again in Northeast Ohio, this time going 94 in a 70. Okay. We're just arresting people for anything now. We're just arresting people to arrest people. We're just handing out speeding tickets for no good reason.
I thought this was America.
94 miles an hour in a 70. Who among us? Who wants to cast the first stone? Who lives in their glass house? This time going 94 in a 70 on I-71 North on February 21st in Congress Township. It's at least his 9th speeding citation since 2017 and second one since he flipped his Porsche in 2022. I don't remember him flipping a Porsche.
It's probably 9 speeding tickets ago.
I don't have a Porsche to flip or a live-in chef to strangle. What's it like being an NFL player?
I don't know, man. How do you only pawn in the game of life?
Final idiot of the day, America? Morning Consult Pro asked voters, can you locate Iran on a map? 23% of Americans could find Iran on a map. An alarming percentage of them, when using their pinpoint to select the country, actually selected Arkansas. To which one tweeter, Joe from Ohio, comments, yes, the common mistake of confusing Iran with the Islamic Republic of Arkansas. To be fair, if you gave me a world map with the outlines of countries and said, where is Iran? No chance. Absolutely zero chance. I watch too many sports all of the time to tell you where Iran is. 23% of people, though, impressive. It's Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Call or text the show. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. When we come back. Top headlines in sports revolve around the NFL, as well as Lou Holtz, dead at the age of 89, memorializing one of the greats of college football, and digging in on Stefan Diggs, the same guy who may or may not have strangled his live-in chef, who is no longer a New England Patriot. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Westwood One, we love.
For I have traveled, and much I have seen, the darkest of mountains with valleys of green, and vast painted deserts with sunsets on fire as they carry me home to the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, oh, mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mull of Kintyre. Sweep through the heather like deer in the glen. It carries me back to the days I knew then, and nights when we sang like a heavenly choir of the life and the times of the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, oh, mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mull of Kintyre. Smiles in the sunshine and tears in the rain, they carry me back where my memories remain. The flickering embers grow higher and high as they carry me home to the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, oh, mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mull of Kintyre.
rain. La-da-da-da-dee. Da-da-da-da-da.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. On a day where Stefan Diggs was cut by the New England Patriots. On a day where Darius Acuff Jr. proved once again that the Arkansas Razorbacks are a legitimate contender in March Madness under John Calipari, and that Acuff Jr. could be a top 5 pick in the NBA draft. On a day where women's basketball, men's basketball, March Madness has begun conference tournaments. There's a storyline this week that we touched on in full on Monday and have gone back to here and there. And now our resident NASCAR expert, free and available, joins the Drake Toll Show, Brett M. Loftus, to talk Tyler Reddick and briefly give us perspective on Michael Jordan winning again. Brett, good morning. Thank you for the time. And Tyler Reddick wins his first 3 races of the season. First place in 3 consecutive NASCAR races. How rare is this in the sport?
It's never happened. I mean, you've never had a guy win the first 3 races of a modern NASCAR season, and Drake to be driving for a Mount Rushmore athlete in the history of sports, no matter what you're talking about, no matter if you're talking auto racing, you're talking stick and ball, you're talking hockey puck, whatever you're talking, running, jumping, whatever, to have a Mount Rushmore athlete on that car to do something that no driver, no team has done in the history of the sport. I think it's amazing to get more eyes. I mean, you're talking about it, right? ESPN's talking about it. All these major outlets are talking about it. We need more eyes on the sport of NASCAR, and this could not be a better thing to kick off the 2026 season.
Tyler Reddick's been in the sport for a while now and is one of those names that you followed NASCAR or kept up since 2020 or so, 2019 or so. He's really been on your radar. Is it surprising who we're seeing this from? You know, everybody remembers the great Tony Stewarts, the Dale Juniors, the Dales, right? Is Tyler Reddick an example of that, or is this a dude who's flown under the radar and now with 3 wins in a row has been thrown into the spotlight in full?
I honestly think he's kind of flown under the radar. You know, these have been his 9th, 10th, and 11th career wins of his career, which is nothing to scoff at, right? Double-digit wins in NASCAR Cup Series racing is not easy to get to in your career, but I think he's a guy that's really starting to hit his prime. I think it would be an equivalent, maybe not a one-for-one, but almost like what we've seen out of Sam Darnold the past couple of years, right? Like he kind of flown under the radar, was all right at times, was really bad at times, but now the last couple of years, you know, been one of the best quarterbacks in NFL and inevitably won a Super Bowl this year. So I think you could kind of draw a comparison to Sam Darnold, if you will, for Tyler Reddick and just on this hot start to the year, and hopefully can kind of carry it through for 23-11 racing.
Brett M. Loftus, NASCAR Insider, joins the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. You were at the Daytona 500 a couple of weeks ago. Reddick, last second, pulls out the win. It wasn't supposed to be him, but it was him. How does that propel a racer into winning his next 2? The momentum of taking home a Daytona 500 and doing so on the final lap.
Well, Drake, you hear a lot of teams always talk about it, a lot of drivers, a lot of crew chiefs, a lot of team owners always talk about, man, winning the Daytona 500 either does 1 or 2 things for you. It either sets you up for a great year, which obviously looks like it's doing that for Tyler Reddick, or it sets you up for a little bit of a hangover, if you will. You're going to win the Daytona 500. You might not do anything for a while. You might not even have a good season as a whole. But either way, you're still a Daytona 500 champion, which, again, is not equivalent to winning a championship in NASCAR, but right a step below it. I mean, that is NASCAR's premier event of the year. That's the Super Bowl of stock car racing. It's one of the crown jewel sporting events we have in this country every single year. So to win that race, you still get to say you're a champion of a race every year. More times than not, though, Drake, they don't have a good year. Those teams, those drivers, they win that race, and they kind of just lollygag through the rest of the season. Tyler Reddick, it has obviously done the former for him, and he has all kinds of momentum right now. And 23-11 as a whole has a lot of momentum. I mean, Bubba Wallace's teammate is second in points, has finished top 10 in every single race so far this year. So it's not just Tyler. Bubba is also running really, really well over there in those Toyotas.
The verbiage being used right now is upside down. The Cup standings appear upside down after what can only be described as wild races to begin the year, Reddick winning all 3 of them. When NASCAR is listed as upside down, Brett, what exactly does that mean?
I think being upside down, it's just a totally new year. You know, we've had this win and you're in format the past couple of years, and NASCAR's kind of went back to now a full season points format, very similar to when NASCAR was at its very best in 2004 to 2013, called the chase format. So the first 26 races, you just keep points, right? Depending on what position you finish in, it's kind of depending on how many points you get. If you win, you get a lot more points than second, and so forth and so on. And then after those first 26 races, they reset the points, first place in points getting the most, second place, and so forth and so on. And then the final 10 races, you have a playoff now where you keep points based off of that, and then that'll be your champion at the end of that. So to say all that, Bubba and Tyler have such an advantage, in 2311 in general, they have such an advantage on the rest of the field right now after being in these top two slots versus the past decade. You win a race, and you're already in the playoffs. You're locked into those final 10 races. So Tyler Reddick, in theory, if we were doing this last year, would be the only driver who would have already locked in a playoff spot because he's the only driver who won, whereas this year still has a locked in a playoff spot but has a very comfortable points lead up there in first place.
Yeah, if you cloned him twice, you'd have 3 Tyler Reddicks in the postseason in that format, but we're a little new in 2026. Brett, a couple more for you. Michael Jordan, you know, we talk a lot about Tom Brady with the Raiders and how Clint Kubiak in that move and Fernando Mendoza and coaching him up. Brady's got an inside edge, and he's in the locker room with coaches and players every week due to his job in television, so he knows who's a head case. He knows who's a builder, a franchise builder, as far as guys to get in free agency. The inside trading that comes from Tom Brady with the Oakland, with now the Las Vegas Raiders, formerly Oakland Raiders, is apparent. In NASCAR, what is the role of a Michael Jordan? Make a parallel here. What is MJ, the GOAT of basketball, doing to help Tyler Reddick eat breakfast every day and win races?
He's putting money into that race team. I mean, that's the simple answer. Michael said it after the race on Sunday. He said, I can't remember the exact quote. He said, man, I just put money into this team. Denny Hamlin, which drives the 11 car, is the co-owner of 2311 Racing, said Denny is the one that does all the racing stuff. And Michael, I think his presence at the racetrack, and I obviously think his checkbook is the 2 biggest contributions to this team. I think his biggest contribution, though, is Drake, is to the sport. You know, Michael isn't some guy that just has a lot of money that wanted to invest in stock car racing. You know, his dad and their whole family, God rest his soul, used to take his whole family Daytona 500 every year from the time he was 4 years old on through his childhood. So Michael's a lifelong NASCAR fan. This was a passionate investment for him after he sold the Hornets. And I think his presence on the sport cannot be understated. I think it's so huge. You know, seeing all these people talk about why are we interviewing Michael so much? Well, first off, he's the owner of the winning car for now the first 3 races. Second off, he is one of the greatest athletes of all time. I think he's helping bring so many new eyes to our sport. But I think on a micro level for Tyler Reddick in 2311 Racing, I think the funding that he can put in that race team is almost like any other owner in NASCAR.
Brett Emloff is NASCAR Insider joining the Drake Toll Show. Brett, incredibly grateful for your time, being up early, and excited to have you on again soon.
Thank you, Drake.
Michael Jordan wins again. What's new? Upside down standings as the brand new format in NASCAR takes over in 2026. Sunday comes along, double box. That's the beauty of television in 2026 is you can double that box whenever you want to and see NASCAR and golf on a Sunday afternoon. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces the Drake Toll Show. Again, Brett M. Loftus joined us to talk NASCAR. Elsewhere, as promised, interesting. The bubble in the NCAA tournament continues to get thicker. Unless your name is SMU, you're out. You're done. Unless your name is Baylor, you're out. You're done. Unless your name, losing a top 25 game last night, and the way you lost it, is Texas. I don't think the Longhorns deserve right now a spot in March Madness because I do not value the SEC the way that ESPN might. I do not value the SEC the way that KenPom does right now. I've watched a lot of Big Ten basketball. I've watched a lot of Big 12 basketball. Those two conferences, namely at the top, are far better than the SEC. The SEC has one legitimate Final Four contender. One SEC team can make the Final Four. Not one SEC team or 2 or 3 are primed to make the Final Four. I would be shocked, stunned. It will not happen. Anyone in that conference, outside of a team named Florida, making the Final Four. Won't be Arkansas, won't be Tennessee, won't be Alabama, won't be Texas. And you know what? A bigger piece of the conversation about the bubble in men's college basketball is that you can leave a Texas out. You can leave an SMU out. You could leave an Arkansas out. Obviously, they won't. But this season we could play a tournament of 16 teams and get where we need to go and get a national champion, get the same national champion we would have otherwise. We could play a tournament of 8 teams and get the same national champion we would have otherwise. Last year, I won every bracket pool that I was in because I had Florida and Houston in the national championship and Florida winning March Madness. That is what happened. Couple $1,000 payday, too. It's pretty nice. This year, some are calling me a bracketologist. Can we, Addie, are you there? Can we reach out to other folks and just make sure they know that I'm willing to talk bracketology whenever they want?
You are one of the leaders in the country. Many people are saying.
After I won my bracket pool last year, having Florida and Houston in the national championship, yeah, no kidding. I think if Bleck and Abdallah want me today, I can move a couple things around and make time for them for bracketology.
I need to check your calendar. Drake, you need to talk to me before you do that.
If you'll check my calendar and let me know if I'm free during Bleck and Abdallah.
Abdallah and Josh Graham.
If I'm free during Abdallah and Josh Graham. Is Josh Graham co-hosting Bleck and Abdallah
Yes.
today?
Yesterday through Friday he is,
Yeah.
When will Bleck and Abdallah be back?
Well, Abdallah's back.
Adam's back. Now it's
Correct, but I'm saying when will they be back holding each other? When will they be back in each other's
There
arms?
has to be like HIPAA violations with that. So.
But what?
Monday, I think everything's back. to
OSHA? I
OSHA.
love
OSHA.
OSHA violation. I love Bleck and Abdallah, dog. Like, I listen to their show and it just makes me happy. If
They love
I
slapping
smile, can I tell you, I smile during Bleck and Abdallah more than I smile during any other show in sports right now.
What about our show?
Your own?
No, but I smile in a different. I smile because Bleck and Abdallah are cute. I would describe them as cute. Their show is wholesome and cute and fun.
Hey, we had some
We are
random
not
guy
cute.
we had some random guy in the YouTube chat who joined just to see if someone on this show was hot. So obviously, we're doing something.
And I am. Thank you.
It was not Drake. It was Curtis.
And that's I smile and laugh during this show a ton. This show is about life. It's about love. It's about touching yourself to realize touch yourself. Correct. Bleck and Abdallah is not. It's a show where we gather with Adam Abdallah, Adam Bleck, Chris Abdallah, and Josh Graham, and you just smile because they're happy guys. As much as I say that, I do smile a lot during Linnell's show and Josh's show because both those. Everybody, why am I the only one at the network who's not like smiley happy?
You?
Yeah, why they hired the cynic for the morning show?
Yep.
What do you think? I'm smiley happy?
You're a professional cynic. Your heart's
Would you
not in it.
describe this show as smiley happy?
Yeah, I feel like I smile and laugh a lot on this show.
Yeah, we stomp and tickle quite a bit. But
No,
we don't.
I told you, like, I have a lot of fun. I've produced a lot of shows, and I'm just like, I leave every day. I'm like, this was fun. This was funny.
I have fun. I have funny. But those guys are like golden retrievers. There's no golden retriever to this. Curtis is like one of those naked Chihuahua things that shivers. Scared in the corner.
The Chinese water-crested dogs?
You can't have clothes. I did not. In my world where you're a Chihuahua, I did not give you clothes.
In Drake's fantasy, Curtis has no clothes on.
It's my rock and roll.
You would think that the half Mexican's a Chihuahua, though.
Yeah, that was a little bit racist on your part.
A little on the
Oh, my God. I call one guy a Chihuahua. Now it's a whole race thing.
Another dude, Taco.
And now you're calling OSHA.
Yeah, wait a minute. You have a weird history with...
Who's got... Are this
You with
sirens you? Whose sirens are this?
They're coming for you, actually.
It's Curtis did accept the Ayatollah job. He's already moved.
This is what happens when you live, like, near the Pentagon. You know, you just hear random stuff all the time.
And you see an absurd amount of pizzas walking out of the pizza shop.
Mm-hmm.
There's 30 of them headed to the Pentagon, and you think
There's
we're
also
going
a
to war,
bar
aren't we?
nearby where like you can check to see how busy it is, which lets you know that something's going on in the Pentagon.
At the Pentagon?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Shout
great.
out Freddy's Beach Bar.
Shout out the Pentagon. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it'd be. When we return, do we have Are You Smarter Than Drake Toll today?
Mm-hmm.
Surely you can find it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Coming up, are you smarter than Drake Toll? That's the question. This is the Drake Toll Show.
The
She hit me like saw that thing so beautiful. She just hit my heart, oh. Full force and she got me like I be like, baby, why you so fine? Got to make you mine. So hard to find. They be like, oh, how'd you do the thing? The way that you do it, and she ain't even show nothing. She be walking around so confident, so heaven sent. I think she was meant to knock them daylight. Like, girl, you so fine. Girl, you rockin' like sublime, super fine. She was never lying, strutting in the heels or her slides. Either way, eyes on her every single day, week, year. Everyone wondering how she does it with no fear. All that confidence, was it heaven sent? Does it come within? Does it come run out? I don't know. She'll just have them running out and in. Man, they want to sin, talking deadly sin with Mrs. Lady. I don't understand why she hit them like girl, you knock 'em dead. Oh, oh, how you do the things you do? Baby, you knock 'em dead. I'm already said.
I know there's been a lot of contention in national media about the Miami of Ohio Redhawks and this basketball program being undefeated. But for you, a guy who's held the position of athletic director for over a decade, is this as much as your phone? I mean, despite a couple of MAC championships in football, is this as much as your phone is blown up?
No doubt, 100%. We've won over 82 championships in my time here, but I feel like we're in the witness protection program, and that's changed a little bit lately. And I'm more grateful, though, thankful the most that our student athletes are finally getting some attention and some love for what is really a historic season.
David, what are people that are unfamiliar with Miami of Ohio and just discovering the university, its athletics department, its heartbeat? What do they need to know about your program before they even get to specifically just men's basketball?
Well, it's a great institution. First of all, public institution right here in the middle of cornfields of Ohio, but a beautiful campus, amazing architecture, great landscaping, great academic programs for students. So our degree means something. We graduate champions here at Miami. We're well known for the cradle of coaches. There is an unbelievable litany of graduates from here that have gone on to win national championships. Ara Parsegian, John Harbaugh, Sean McVay, Bo Schembechler, Earl Blake, Paul Brown, just to name a few. I mean, it's just staggering. Then you got Ben Roethlisberger, Wally Serviak, Ron Harper, great student athletes that have come through here. And, everyone thought this new world of college athletics, the little ones aren't going to be able to survive. The gap's getting bigger. It's too hard. We're thriving right now. We won 10 championships last year, the most ever in a single season. We won both all-sport trophies. We're tracking ahead of that pace this year. We've had 3 teams ranked in the top 20 this year in their respective sports. And women's basketball is 25-5, men's basketball is 30-0. Our 55 combined wins are second in all of Division I in basketball. The only school with more than us right now is UConn with 58. So a lot of amazing things going on here that people just don't know about.
Elite company, no doubt. David Saylor, Director of Athletics at Miami of Ohio, joins the Drake Toll Show. There has been, I'm not going to ask you to defend a 30-0 basketball team and why they should be in March Madness. That story has written itself in my mind. But I will ask you about, there have been national analysts, whether it's Bruce Pearl or the like at different outlets, who have disparaged a 30-0 record and whether or not Miami of Ohio deserves to be in March Madness. What I want to know, how dangerous is the rhetoric coming out of national media right now that is disparaging a team that's undefeated?
Well, there's a couple things going on concurrently that should be concerning to the casual fan of college basketball. And the first is that the media has become, and I don't know if you really term media people guest analysts that are on shows, but their biases have clearly started to play a role, and where somebody went to school clearly can come out if you just listen. And this is across covering football and basketball, but the objectivity of the media certainly is a concern. The other part is just the way that the Power Four conference is. I've been quoting Yoda a little bit because I feel like we're fighting the evil empire, and you just can't win. You try to schedule games. Matt Brown has a piece out today. He FOIA'd our assistant coach who does scheduling, and there's at least 30 emails that, he offered to play people on certain dates that they had open, and we never got a response, or we got a negative response. And that's not even in addition to all the calls that he was making to get those games scheduled. And so they don't let you play, and then at the end they criticize you for not playing anybody. It's a double-edged sword. We need to just have an honest conversation about what non-conference scheduling in basketball has become. It's really about risk management for the big schools. They either play themselves, where they're going to still get credit for the loss, or they're going to play quad 4 teams who are the worst that they really have a chance to beat. They're not going to play quad 2 and quad 3s. And that current system just doesn't work, but nobody wants to do anything about it.
David Saylor, Athletic Director at Miami of Ohio on the Drake Toll Show. The New England Patriots went to the Super Bowl this year. Despite the talking heads who said their schedule was so easy, they won all of the NFL games that it takes to make the Super Bowl, and it does not detract from them doing so. For Miami of Ohio, you've won every game put in front of you, and I love that you mentioned it's brutally hard. Anybody can palm team 50 to 200, 250 to schedule anything non-conference because you either want a cupcake or Duke, and that's about it. But right. Miami of Ohio has won every game in front of it. What does it say about the state of college basketball today that any team can go undefeated, yet somehow, in the eyes of certain people, they haven't done enough?
Well, it even goes deeper. We've won 13 true road games this year. And, there's Power 4 schools that, that didn't even play one non-conference road game or two. But we played 5 and we won all of them. And so to not get credit for that, we all know how hard it is to win on the road. It's exponentially more difficult than home games. And our team has just taken every challenge and come through. I follow on Twitter, our ex, Evan Miyakawa has a great site and a lot of analytics and data. And when we were 26-0, he ran the metrics on us playing our schedule and what the percentage of being undefeated at that point was, and it was 0.009%.
Wow.
So, for those that say it's easy, anybody could do it, I just say, look at the numbers. You're wrong. It's a lazy take. It's uninformed. You don't have any data to back you up on that. And our team is going out and proving what they're made of, and they're getting everybody's best shot every night. I mean, I'm talking about since January 1, every single place we've gone into, it's like a rock concert and biggest crowd they've ever had. I went to a MAC AD meeting last week in Cleveland, and all the other ADs lined up to shake my hand because they're getting more money at their home games than they've ever had when Miami comes into town. And, boy bands have these kind of crowds, but everyone's cheering for them. Our kids, everyone's booing them. They're threatening the court storm. They're calling our coach names. It's brutal, and our team just is unflappable. I'm so proud of them and how they handle themselves and how they kind of take all this in, because it is not easy, and the pressure just keeps mounting, and they just keep going, and nothing stops them. And I have such respect for how they approach just their day to day.
I know that game at Ohio has only gotten bigger going into Friday for your athletic department, and even going to the MAC tournament. I want to reemphasize, let's say Miami of Ohio loses the first game of the MAC tournament and to Ohio. 30-2 is still plenty enough to prove this is an NCAA tournament deserving team. But I want to know from you, how meaningful would it be? How important is it to win that game on Friday and then win the whole thing in the MAC tournament and leave no doubt?
I love what Travis Steele said the other day, our head coach, in his last press conference. He said, this is a player's game, right? This is a rivalry game for Miami. We want to win regardless. I don't care if it's, if we're playing any sport we have here at Miami or if we're just playing chess or checkers. We want to beat Ohio. So all that other stuff is just icing on whatever it is that's going to happen for us. But, we want to win this basketball game and go to Cleveland undefeated and let everything else just fall into place how it does, and people can put whatever narratives they want on it. But we understand what this game means. And I talked to their AD yesterday on the phone just to get a feel for, what we're walking into and whether we could still buy some tickets to send some fan buses over there for our fans. And they're expecting the biggest crowd, he said, they've had in 15 years. So, wow. I mean, we know we're going to be walking into a difficult situation, but it's no different than the other 13 true road games we've played this year and won already. So I have the utmost faith and confidence in our coaching staff and our student athletes that they're going to rise to the occasion, just like they have. And for those that talk about, we've gone through, the flu's gone through our team twice already. We had one player lost for the year with an injury around Christmas time who was a starting point guard. Our second string point guard has missed multiple games this year with various injuries. To navigate this, a fan that's just sitting, in their mom's basement just doesn't understand what it's like to go through a season, and even on your bad nights, you still win. It just speaks to the character of what these young men are about.
It almost never happens in college basketball. And now on the precipice of it, Miami of Ohio, David Saylor, their athletic director, joined the Drake Toll Show. We only got about 30 seconds till break here, David. I don't mean to press you, but if you've got to send one message to the national analysts who are doubting your university, your athletic department, your team, what's your message?
This team is unflappable, and they belong in the NCAA tournament regardless of what happens the rest of the way. There's no doubt. And they're a fun team to watch play. Look at our metrics. Our offensive numbers are through the roof. Everybody can shoot on this team. Everybody plays for each other. They're selfless. And when it comes crunch time, that's when we're at our best. We're ready for anything that comes our way.
David, so grateful for your time. And as you go into the postseason, Miami of Ohio has a special place on this show. Been following it for the last few months and incredibly excited to watch it go into March.
I appreciate it. It's what March Madness is all about, the heart and soul of college basketball, the Miami Redhawks. I appreciate your support.
Incredible. Go Red Hawks the rest of this year, and we'll be following it. That is David Saylor, the athletic director, Miami of Ohio, taking time on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, and on the Drake Toll Show. Addie Bates, Curtis Poindexter, Addie producing, Curtis running the board. Put him in, man. Put him in. Elsewhere in sports today, Stefan Diggs, no longer a member of the New England Patriots. The passing of Lou Holtz, certainly top of mind and was one of the top stories on the top of our show. Rams, Chiefs, Trent McDuffie going to Los Angeles. Like, there's so much going on right now in the realm of sports. Don't let anybody tell you that March slows down, because it is only picking up. There's no time for Mount Rushmores on our list of topics as we go into Friday. Oh, hey, tomorrow's Friday. Nice. Again, Armin Williams, the program director, our senior vice president, Bruce Gilbert, Colin Jones, heading the ship at Cumulus, Westwood One. Thanks. 6 a.m., 9 a.m. every day. See you tomorrow. Love you. Mwah. Addie Bates, Curtis Poindexter. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.